Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going through another vehicle showcase. Today we have the Mack Pinnacle. Now, when I first started playing ATS, Mack was like, the one brand that I knew. Obviously, I think it comes to a lot of Americans at least. Everybody sees a semi, and half the time they just call it a Mack truck. So I started with Max. I started with the Anthem because I do like a little bit more modern appeal, typically, at least, especially when I first started the game. These older trucks have grown on me. And so just the other night, I picked up this Mack Pinnacle. I was kind of excited for it. I knew it wasn't the strongest truck going into it, and I'll show you the engine stats in just a moment. But with this Army paint job, it kind of gave me that nostalgia vibe from my old military days. And I just wanted to take it out for a couple of jobs and have a good time with it. So we did that yesterday. And anyways, I wanted to jump in, show you guys what the stats look like. Again, what's the engine, what's the transmission, how's the dash look, how's the cruise control, distance to empty, all that good stuff. Again, this is information you usually cannot find on Google. I haven't seen very many content creators cover it, so I just wanted to bring this to you guys. Especially if you're making that first truck decision, you want to make sure you're getting a good truck for the long haul because it is a little bit of a grind to get money flowing. Obviously, when you have your business up and going in the game, then you can buy a new truck every couple of days in game. It's not a big deal, but for newcomers to the series, hopefully this is helpful to you all. Make sure you like, subscribe if this content is helpful in any way. And with that out of the way, all the YouTube admin stuff, let's jump into the truck, shall we? So if we go to truck configurator here, I'm running your typical 6x4 setup. Gives you the best heavy cargo hull with the best maneuverability. We have the Mack MP8 505C. This is Mack is one of the few brands in the game that run their own engines. Volvo being the other brand. And again, you'll see it's 25, 22 newton meters of torque. The most torque you'll see in ATS is 2779. A lot of trucks have that. So this isn't on the lower end, but it's not. I mean, it's not on the lower end, but it's not at the high end either. A lot of trucks will also cap out. I think it's 2508, so it's slightly better than those. And you have two different options here. You have a 445 horsepower and a 505. The only reason to do the 445, in my opinion, is if you want to save on a little bit of gas. And then it does have the Ultra Shift transmission, which is a tried and true transmission. Has a retarder in it, so your hill traversal is going to be ranked pretty high. You can see the moment we start swapping off of that transmission, stats start going down. It's just a bad situation to be in. So I recommend picking up this Eaton Ultra Shift as soon as you can. I'll jump into the truck outside, but the dash is pretty clean. Your standard Mack dash, that looks pretty good in here. You're going to see, again, we'll check the visibility outside, but you'll see here the windows or the mirrors are kind of in your way, but that's traditional with the Mack. So with that said, let's jump out to the truck and then start her up. Now, I have turned the engine up for this particular review because this truck is very quiet and it has a unique sound. All right, it did not impress me, to say the least. However, the dash is quite nice. So this is the same dash that the Mack Anthem has. And you can see right there, it's got your miles per hour, digital, it's great. Right there, it explicitly says distance to empty. Again, that's a rarity in ATS, and I love the fact that it's just simply spelled out. Great. And that's really all we need to talk about on the dash. I will show you guys the cruise control when we're out on the street. You do have the engine brake there, so you can see when it's off, it literally says off. When it's on, you'll see it's on. Visibility, as I mentioned, is kind of give or take with Mack, right? If you're cruising, and this is my view, I'm happy with that. I can see out of the side window a little bit. I don't have a mirror in my face. It's good, especially if you're running the virtual mirrors. These guys here. It's nice not to have that mirror in your face. That said, when you try to make a left or right hand turn and you want to see if there's oncoming traffic, unless you're pulled very far forward or you're pulled you're shy of the line, let's say, if you're up where you would typically be, that mirror is going to be blocking majority of what you're looking to see. Same thing out of this side. So just be mindful of that. There are mods out there. I don't have any mods on the truck currently, but there are mods out there that actually move the Mac mirrors forward. So if that's something you're interested in, you can get that off the Steam Workshop. So the last thing here, we'll take this out on the road. We'll test out what this engine sounds like. Again, don't expect something magical here, guys. And we'll look how cruise control works, and then what's the J-brake sound. Also, don't expect anything wonderful here. I'm not a big fan of engine mods for sounds, but if I was going to mod an engine, it would be this one. On cruise control, and you can see right there, right, it's 30 miles an hour. Cruise control in this truck is great. That off. We'll go ahead and try this engine brake out. And that was the engine brake. As you guys can hear, or maybe you can't hear, this truck to me almost, it's revving to like 1600, 1800 RPMs before it shifts, and then it almost has like a turbo blow off. It's so weird. I don't know anything about this engine in real life, but I do know the Mac Anthem runs the same engine, and it does not sound like this. So my only guess, and it doesn't make any sense to me why this would be the case, but my only guess is that this particular truck might be turbocharged in game, and the Anthem might be supercharged. Leave a comment down below if you guys have any idea why this truck would sound this way. Yeah, my other thought was maybe this was one of the earlier models put into the game, but then I did a little bit of research, and I guess Mac is fairly new to the game in general. So I don't know, maybe this has just got a very bad sound profile or something, but I know that's personal preference, personal opinion, but to me, this does not sound, it just doesn't sound like an American truck. So anyway, guys, I do like this truck a lot. If you can get over the engine sound, it is actually a fantastic truck. I know the engine's a little bit smaller than the 2700 Newton meter engines, but to me, at least, it's not a deal breaker. The mirrors I can get used to. I do like the Army paint job, and that's unique to this truck. So yeah, I have a lot of great positive things to say about it, but that sound profile is a real killer. Anyways, hopefully this helps. Let me know what you guys think, and we will catch you guys in the next showcase. Take care.